Welcome to VetTween.
This episode is brought to you by Kitcaster. Kitcaster books you on top podcasts. How do funded startup founders attract prospects and talent? Podcast interviews. How do entrepreneurs with exits find new deals? Podcast interviews. How do C-suite execs differentiate in crowded markets? Podcast interviews. Kitcaster books you on top podcasts. Click the link in the show notes for a special offer. Celebrate good conversation.
This podcast is brought to you by Bit Ira, my affiliate partner. Bit Ira leads the industry in helping consumers diversify their retirement accounts with cryptocurrency investments. Why Bit Ira? Because they are among the most secure and compliant digital IRA solutions, guys, providers on the market. Their uncompromising commitment to security includes storing consumers' cryptocurrency in cold storage within grade V nuclear bunkers, protecting consumers' stored cryptocurrency with end-to-end insurance, complying proactively with regulations by using regulated exchanges and registering with the U.S. government. Every asset class carries its own set of advantages. The key is achieving your financial objectives and growing your wealth is understanding those advantages and learning to balance your investments across a range of appropriate asset classes suited to your unique situation. So per notice 2014 to 2021 from the Internal Revenue Services, digital currencies are treated as personal properties for tax purposes, thus making them eligible to be held inside a digital IRA account. That means that any gains you occur through your digital currency investments remain tax-free until you withdraw them from your retirement account as a distribution. And here's something else that many people don't know. If you sell your digital currencies within your IRA without taking a distribution, any gains that you may have made can be reinvested in other asset classes. In other words, your IRA does not need to remain entirely in digital assets to keep this tax deferred designation. The current cryptocurrencies you can actually invest in Bit IRA are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Chainlink, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Zcash, and Stellar Lumens. Welcome to the future. I'm BioChefT, and guys, click my Bit IRA link, affiliate link, right in the description to learn more and get yourself a free guide on digital IRAs. Peace. Jeremy.
Hey, Tito. How are you, sir?
Good.
How you doing today?
Can't complain, Jeremy. Thanks for taking the time out to hop on this call with me to talk about Bit IRA.
Absolutely. My pleasure. I appreciate it. And I was actually, getting an update from Tina as well on the account being rolled over, just to make sure in case you guys were curious on that, so I can have an update for you for Teresa. But yeah, when my marketing team told me about this, I was like, why do I recognize that name? And then I was like, yeah, they're in the state of Hawaii, and they're starting to move forward with our company. So I was very excited to have an opportunity to speak with you on some of your questions.
Cool. Yeah, we're located in New York, up in Beacon.
Oh, okay. That's right, New York.
Yep.
Hawaii was another state that we're having to move over. That's right.
Oh, okay. Were they having issues as well, or?
Same thing. Yep, they're having to. They will no longer work with I Trust, and a lot of those people or everybody who had an account there was having to liquidate and move over as well.
Wow. Wow. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, Hawaii has some of the same rules and regulations that are needed
Right.
um, for cryptocurrency, just like the state of New York. I think as this gets a bigger footprint in the financial community, I think other states will start stepping into that same area. The good news is that we stayed one step ahead by working with specific companies that were highly regulated, where we didn't have to worry about this in the future because this is an unregulated territory. However, we work with certain entities that have regulations in place just in case this ever became a problem. We were already had it covered and taken care of.
Nice. So you guys are a few steps ahead.
Yeah, we try to be. Nothing wrong with being a little preemptive.
Sure, sure. Now, Jeremy, you're the digital currency specialist at BitIRA, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay. For the just for the viewers, I mean, I've been in the space for like 5 years, and I'm sure you've been in the space, just as long or even longer. Um, but if you can maybe for those that don't fully understand the space, would it be possible you can explain a little bit about what crypto and blockchain is, and how do you think it's going to, change the financial sector?
Whew, if there was just an easy answer, but I think if we're speaking to people who don't quite understand what Bitcoin is or what cryptocurrency is or what blockchain is, because Tito, I'm not a technical person. I never have been. I need things kind of certain things explained to me a few times. And when it came to cryptocurrency, I've been learning about it since 2014 and 15. I mean, I first heard about it before then, but when I really started to get engaged into it is when the tax codes changed, allowing us for a self-directed IRA. But I would tell them that Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain was an invention. I think it was an invention to fix the broken system that we live on today, meaning our monetary policy, paper currency, banks, the dollar. Bitcoin was an invention to fix that, to prevent double spending, to prevent inflation and create deflation. Blockchain, I look at it as kind of a ledger to keep track of all of the transactions that are made into the cryptocurrency world. And I think to really explain it is just to look at it as that concept, as an invention to fix, the monetary policy that we live on today, which is inflation. We print money to get ourselves out of trouble. And with Bitcoin, you can't just print it. It's got a finite supply. So I view it as the new digital gold. Ethereum, I look at it as, because it doesn't have a finite supply, it's more of an industrial currency, meaning it's got multiple uses besides just being cryptocurrency. It's used as an industrial tool throughout the blockchain. So I look at it as the new digital silver. Silver is an industrial metal used in many different devices, such as medical devices. It's used in solar panels, batteries for the electric cars. So that's how I compared. I had to basically dumb it down so I could understand it. Not saying that most people need it explained like that, but that's how I understand it as an invention, a tool utilized to fix the broken system that we're currently living in.
Right, right. What are your thoughts on Chainlink? I know you guys hold Chainlink on your sheets as well.
I like Chainlink. I think Chainlink was one of the most recent ones added. It's based off of the Ethereum network. It's got multiple uses. I'm a big fan of it. I've been buying it since it was below $10, and I've been a holder of it ever since. I think it's got a bright future in front of it. It's very young, but nothing wrong with being new to the cryptocurrency world. I think it's got a bright future ahead of it. I think just people, especially now, just need to be patient and stay in a holding position if they're buying cryptocurrency right now.
Chainlink deals with sort of like the connectivity between different blockchains, like helping communicate between one another, correct?
It right, yes.
Okay.
And so same as a lot of people ask about XRP, which currently has been suspended until further notice. But XLM, Stellar Lumens, is a great alternative, a bank to bank of sending money. Whereas Chainlink is an Ethereum token. It's a decentralized on the Oracle network, and it's allows smart contracts through Ethereum to securely connect to external data. So it's a very technical um, cryptocurrency, but it's based off of the Ethereum network that helps smart contracts.
Right, right. Since you brought up XRP, do you see that becoming something that you guys can offer in like the near term or in the future sometime?
We don't know if we'll be able to. We don't know if it's indefinite or not. I don't know if it was the SEC that suspended it necessarily, because I can't find it available on any US based trading platform. Our trading platform is highly regulated, and their compliance includes FinCEN, FINRA, and the SEC. So I'm not sure if they decided that they were going to suspend it until further notice, or if it was the SEC actually suspending it off all US based trading platforms. It's always been an option. It was one of the first ones after Bitcoin and Ethereum. Before it was called XRP, is when people were just calling it Ripple. And now that Ripple is being sued by the SEC, it's been suspended until further notice. So all of our customers had months of opportunity to either purchase it or sell their current holdings. After December 15th of 2020, they were no longer allowed to buy or sell it. A lot of people held on to it. They weren't forced to selling it, but a lot of people held on to it. Only time will tell. I'm sure we'll find out a lot more once this lawsuit is finally over with and done with, and they come to a conclusion on what's going to happen to Ripple and XRP.
Right, right. Are there any other investment opportunities such as like NFTs, staking, creating nodes, any of that part of like future talks to add to the BitIRA platform, or is it even possible to add stuff like that?
We know that there are some competitors out there offering in like earning interest on their cryptocurrency. Right now, our custodian equity trust and the depository are looking into staking. Staking, I would say, would be the closest one on the roadmap. To earn interest on cryptocurrency, it's very specific what has to happen. It basically has to be loaned out. In order to loan it out, it has to be placed into a hot wallet. We use a true cold. We were the first cryptocurrency company to use a true cold storage solution. Our parent company, which is the Birch Gold Group, we used the same concept. They founded BitIRA in 2014 when the tax code changed. We launched in 2016 after building a turnkey secure solution for people wanting to use IRAs for cryptocurrency. And we used the same concept for the storage of it. There's a lot of horror stories about people's cryptocurrency getting hacked. We wanted peace of mind at the end of the day for our customers. Gold and silver inside of an IRA has to be stored at a depository. We use that same concept. People's biggest question is, well, how do you store something that's digital at a physical location? Well, we used hardware devices. These hardware devices are stored in a depository here in the United States and stored as if it were a brick of gold that holds these private keys. So we use that same concept. Now, in order to offer staking or interest on that, it would have to be put into a hot wallet, which we can't find. Lloyd's of London is not going to insure assets held in a hot wallet. Just like on Coinbase, if you're holding cryptocurrency and the fine print with Coinbase, they insure cryptocurrency, but it has to be held in their cold wallet. It cannot be kept in the warm wallet in order to obtain insurance. So as of yet, no interest earnings on digital currency. we are looking into a safe way to where customers can stake their crypto, but also keeping it in a cold wallet, not having to void that solution we've created and not have to void the insurance over it. So it is in the roadmaps. I don't have a definite date on when that's going to be available, but it is in the works.
Right, right. So, in terms of security, it does. I mean, that's what really attracted me to BitIRA, because I was searching for my wife and I for quite some time once the whole I Trust Capital stuff started happening. On like the security part of it is really what makes me feel comfortable, and I'm sure many people will say the same thing. And would you say that's part of one of the main reasons why a lot of people are considering BitIRA, because of the security aspect?
I would say that's our biggest feature, in terms of security. One, two, our experience. We weren't the first, but we were the first with a true cold storage solution because we used this. We had that advantage of using the same concept as gold and silver. So I would say experience, security, the regulation that we carry, the fact that you can make a phone call and get a person on the line. We have a customer service department. We have an IRA department that helps assist with, the paperwork. We're more hands-on. We walk them through the process, and we handle all the heavy lifting from start to finish. I would say one of the biggest problems in the cryptocurrency space is getting someone on the phone and actually being able to talk to you if you have a question or an issue, whether it be you're buying through Coinbase, where it's just a brokerage account linked to your bank account, or you're dealing with another competitor that does what we do. Because from what I hear from other people, and their biggest complaint when they come to BitIRA, if they maybe started with another company or were shopping around, is, you were the first ones to call me back, or I can't believe I'm speaking to somebody on the phone. So I would say there's a few differences between us and competitors, and the biggest one being security and insurance, and then the second would be customer service and experience that we have. Given the fact that our parent company has been dealing with self-directed IRA since 2003, we're very familiar with that space. We do IRA rollover, so we try to make the process as seamless and easy as possible. So yeah, security, customer service, and experience, I would say, would be what separates us from the others. And then after that, regulations that allows for us to work in all 50 states. The exchange that we work with is highly regulated, therefore allowing us to work in certain states where others cannot. Would be one of the other differences too.
So would you say BitIRA is transforming the way we invest our retirement money?
I would definitely say so. Over the years, things change, and I know it sounds cheesy, but I'm a fan of this quote by Darwin. He states that it's not the strongest or the smartest that survive, it's the most adaptive to change. And BitIRA was very adaptive when this tax code passed in 2014, taxing crypto as property and viewing it as a commodity and allowing it in a self-directed IRA. Our owners jumped on that and started building BitIRA, keeping up with this time era and modern assets to invest in. So I would definitely say it's changing the way people can invest their IRAs modernly today, away from your traditional markets. We are on our third year now in the longest bull run in history of stock market history. To me, that would be scary if all my assets were tied to the stock market right now. I would be looking, how much longer can that continue to grow before it busts?
Right.
Our markets work in a cycle every 7 to 10 years, and this is our third year now being in the longest bull run in history. And not only do I think it's changing the way people invest, it's giving people a great alternative to the stock market for their retirement accounts. Instead of precious metals or real estate, it's giving them the option for cryptocurrency, which has been extremely profitable for most. especially the ones that got with us when we first opened our doors at the end of 2015, beginning of 2016.
Mm. Are precious metals also on the blockchain? Do you guys have it set up that way? I know some companies are doing stuff like that as well.
No, no. Our parent company, Birch Gold Group, they work with specifically with physical gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, all types of bullion, fixed mintage, and proof metals. But they can either do it through the retirement account, IRA rollovers, or they also do cash purchases where the customer would just have the metal shipped to them. But no, it doesn't have anything to do with gold-backed cryptocurrency or anything. Now, I've heard of that. We've looked into it. We can't find much information about that.
Okay. Okay. So for like investment beginners that are basically looking to invest in cryptocurrency, sometimes have difficulty understanding the space and specific information and guidance. Is there any sort of like do BitIRA offer any education ebooks or anything relating to educating someone who wants to kind of get into the space beforehand? Is there something that you guys offer?
It's a fine line. I mean, just as we are not financial advisors, so we don't give advice. We don't, but we do try to take the educational approach. Our essential guides that we send out, there's a lot of information that's updated, current information on cryptocurrency that's updated, daily and weekly. People can sign up um, on our email list and get information emailed to them on cryptocurrency, especially the assets that we offer underneath our exchange, and that's allowed inside the IRA. I would say our main guidance is to our turnkey solution to investing in digital currency using your IRA. That's where our expertise comes in. As far as news and information on digital currency, that would be found if you're on our emailing list or on our website, for people to do their own due diligence, because at the end of the day, all decisions on what our customers are investing in and when they want to buy it and when they want to sell it is based off of their own due diligence and research. I mean, we state that in our voice confirmations when we execute our transactions. So it's a fine line, but we do our best in terms of educating. But when it comes down to pull the trigger, it would be done based off of the customer's own due diligence.
Right, right. Is there like a blog on the back end that's connected to the IRAs with updates and news, or is that part of sort of like the newsletter as well?
It's part of the newsletter as well. And then, of course, when you become a customer and you're in our self trading platform and you're logged in, um, our platform has updated information as well that they can read on. Anything that's new in the crypto world, any news that's coming out, any analysts that have done, price analyzations, say for Bitcoin by the time it's next halving, for instance. Tom Lee, JP Morgan, they all have price targets on these assets for the next halving. So, I mean, that's always found on our website and on our newsletters if our customers want to sign up for that.
The next halving is, what is it, 3 years now from today or
It's
something like
in,
that?
it's going to
2020.
be 2024 is the next halving. Our last halving was in May of 2020.
2020. That's right. That's right.
So the next one will be in 2024. And that's why some like JP Morgan have put a price target of 288,000 per Bitcoin after the next halving. Typically within an 18-month time frame is when we see that 1,000 to 2,000% increase in Bitcoin pricing after the halving. This year it kind of took off sooner rather than later. However, we didn't see that 1,000 to 2,000% price increase in Bitcoin. So that's why some are still expecting another bull run
Right.
before the next halving. Only time will tell. My crystal ball is broken today.
I guess we'll see in 2022 and what that brings, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you hopeful with the new regulations and everything that's coming out next year?
The regulations don't um, really worry me too much, and I get that question a lot. And the reason why is there was an article that came out not too long ago from the SEC. I think it was Powell that said that U.S. does not have to worry about any type of cryptocurrency banning. They're nowhere on board like China has done or tried doing. What they are trying to crack down on and regulate is the people buying cryptocurrency outside of retirement accounts and either selling it, not reporting it, and what they're using with it. With what we do is all within a qualified custodian. So we work with a qualified custodian. So they're held accountable by state and federal law for reporting. You can buy and sell within the IRA tax deferred. If it's a Roth, it'll remain a Roth. You don't have to worry about the account growing and then taking funds out later, because all of that is reported. You have a custodian that's doing all the reporting. So the regulations that they're trying to do, they're just really trying to crack down on people buying and selling outside of IRAs who aren't reporting. So, I'm not worried about that. I think this is, the more regulation this gets, the more attention it's going to get, which obviously leads to bigger market caps, which leads to more valuable, more price increase in the cryptocurrency world.
Right. No, I definitely agree with that as well. So, are you only doing rollovers for your IRA, or can people actually contribute through their own bank account as a wire or something like that?
Yeah, they can definitely open up. We have a minimum, and our minimum is 10,000. So the only type of IRAs that we will start from scratch would be a SEP IRA. Those types of IRAs are suitable for people who are self-employed that don't have the options, say for 401ks. So SEP IRAs, you're allowed up to a $57,000 annual contribution. So if you set up a SEP IRA, you can fund it with 10,000 or 57,000, and our minimum is 10. So to set up a traditional or a Roth, you're limited to 6 or 7,000 per year, depending on your age. But that doesn't mean we can't do it. There's just a time frame, which would be in 2022. If you didn't make a contribution for 2021, you can make a 2-year contribution at the same time before you file your taxes. So a lot of people who don't have IRAs and they didn't make a 2021 contribution, they're sitting on the sideline for January to make that 2021 and 2022 contribution of either $12,000 or $14,000, depending on their age, to hit our minimums.
Right. And for the crypto IRAs, customers do not own or hold their own keys or anything like that, right? I remember having the discussion with you prior to this Zoom. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts about that too, and especially for people that are trying to transfer over from another IRA.
Yeah. So the tax code's very specific on what it states that's allowed within their guidelines, and we're 100% compliant. The companies out there that are, allowing or having a product or a solution that allows for these customers to hold their own private keys, those are checkbook LLC IRAs, and they were specifically created for real estate. Obviously, real estate cannot be held in a depository. So these checkbook LLC IRAs were created to hold real estate through an LLC for people who are investing in real estate through the retirement accounts. Obviously, there was a gray area there and loopholes where people started doing those for gold and silver. They wanted to hold their own precious metals. Just recently, there was an article that came out about some gold companies having to, and Birch Gold Group was not one of them. We never messed with the checkbook LLC IRAs. I don't know any Fortune 500 custodian that Fidelity, JP Morgan, I don't know of any of those custodians that would allow for such a structure like that, because of all the gray areas and loopholes. And now, to come to find out, there wasn't too many gray areas. It was very specific. And a lot of people are on the wrong side of the fence with those accounts because they're having to pay back a lot of money. There's annual reporting done. So we just didn't mess with it. We made sure that we were 100% compliant. And, the private keys, they're stored on a cold wallet. That cold wallet's held on an offline server, and that offline server is held in a depository where it's insured up to 600 million per account. So that would be our solution. We do not mess with the checkbook LLC IRAs, and there actually is a bill right now trying to be passed through legislation. They're trying to get rid of those types of accounts just due to the lack of compliance that they hold, and what
really?
people were trying to do with those types of accounts by holding their own assets through the gray area that they found.
Mm. On your platform, I believe it's 22 hours trading or 21 hours because there's
There's
a little
a
buffer or
cutoff
something.
time.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a cutoff time from 3 to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So all purchases and trades. But yes, you can trade. And just to be clear too, because this is true cold storage, it's not in a warm or hot wallet. It's not instant buy and instant sell. The price for the purchase gets locked in immediately whenever our customers buy. That's not an issue. Or when they sell, the sell price gets locked in. For instance, I have a Coinbase account and I have my assets held in their vault, which is their cold storage. They call it the vault. If I want to sell my Bitcoin, it takes 48 business hours for me to get a sell price because they move it to my warm wallet and then I can liquidate. Ours is much more advanced. Our customers can sell in cold storage instantly and get a sell price, but they can't utilize the funds, the USD, from that sell until the following day when it settles. And same thing with the purchase. If you purchase 100% of the funds within the account, you can't turn around and sell it until that trade settles the following day. So it is 22-hour a day trading. However, you have to have funds available to be able to purchase. And what I mean by that is if one of our customers sells $100,000 worth of their Bitcoin and they want to buy Ethereum, but they want to do it in dollar cost averaging, when they sell, that 100,000 will be available to them the following business day. And then if they start dollar cost averaging, as long as there's cash within the IRA, they can buy throughout the 22 hours a day. Let's just say they wanted to purchase in $25,000 increments. They can do that throughout the 22 hours within the trading day, as long as there's cash in the account. But each time they purchase, it wouldn't settle until the following day.
And you can also purchase other assets outside of crypto and precious metals with BitIRA, correct?
Not with BitIRA, no. We only deal with digital currency. Our parent company, Birch Gold Group, now we can point you in that direction for precious metals. We have a lot of our customers diversify and have both. Now it's two separate IRAs, but they can have both digital currency and their digital IRA with our custodian equity trust that we work with, and also precious metals. Equity trust offers other assets outside of what we work with them for, yes, but we would not be able to help them with that. They can contact equity trust and we could point them in the right direction, but we don't mess with any assets inside their flex accounts or their real estate accounts.
Right. Jeremy, you've been super helpful, and I really thank you for your time, your precious time, especially during the holiday season. I have one last question for you, and if that's okay.
Sure.
And that's how are you personally looking to transform the world or your community?
I would, given what happened to my parents in 2008 with the way that the markets fell, and just the way that the generation that I live in today, it seems that retirement is getting a lot harder. People are having to work a lot longer than what it used to be like when they would start young and open up a retirement account, and when they're 50 or 55 retire and not have to worry about money. I would say what I personally hope for and what I'm trying to transform in my community and with what I deal with digital currency is give people a new future for retirement, to allow them to have a future in retirement and not have to work the rest of their lives.
Love it. Love it. Are there any social handles you want to share with the audience where they can find you, where they can find BitIRA? Anything else that I missed, you think?
No, just go to, feel free to contact us at BitIRA. Our 800 number is posted all over our website. They can contact me via email at jwarner@bitira.com, or just call the 800 number and ask for Jeremy, and they will have no issues getting in touch with us.
Cool. Jeremy, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Tito, it's been a pleasure, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And anything else that you ever need, don't ever hesitate to contact us.
Will do. Thank you. We'll talk
You
soon.
got it.
Take care.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, Tito. Bye
Bye.
bye.